I made you scones, but they've staled now. Gone stale. Ah, stale. The rust of carbohydrates. I made them your favourite way, George. Cheese scones. With cheddar instead of red Leicester, because red reminds you of the blood in the trenches. And Leicester forces unwanted memories to resurface. Like the time somebody put an egg in your mouth unprovoked. And I made you butter, not to have on the scones, but to have on biscuits. You'd have taken a bite and said, I can't believe that's not butter. And I'd have said, good, you shouldn't not believe that's not butter, because it is butter. I'd know. I've churned it myself out of milk that I squeezed from Millie's udder. I yanked firmly on her teats. And she said, moo. Much like a cow. And I made you jam, your favourite. Figgy jam. Like when we used to sneak into the fig farm by Apple Tree Station and suck the juicy figgy flesh from Farmer Boyle's figs as he shot at us with his sawed-off shotgun. Bang, bang, bang! I suppose that was prescient. I wonder if you run away from the Germans like we run away from Farmer Boyle's fig farm. William turned 7 today. He said, where's Daddy? I said, Daddy's keeping us safe. He said, not really, because today at school a boy from Leicester put an egg in my mouth unprovoked. He didn't keep me safe from that. And I said, no, he's not really keeping us. If I'm being honest, William, it's more of a conceptual, flag-waving affair. And he said, who's he keeping us safe from? So I said, the Germans. And he said, what have the Germans done wrong? And I didn't know. I couldn't tell him. Have the Germans done anything wrong to provoke such bloodshed? It's 1915, by the way, and not, for example, some arbitrary year in the future like 1939, for example. In the end, I told him they shot a Serbian in a drive-by, which I think might be true, I can't remember. He said, what's a Serbian, Mummy? Is that when two ladies love each other very much? I said, no, that's a Lebanese. He said, isn't that one of the Beatles owned an apiary? I said, no, that's Lennon's bees. He said, isn't that my favourite gluten and dairy-based snack? I said, no, that's bread and cheese. He said, isn't that a brand of frozen vegetable? I said, no, that's bird's eye peas. He said, isn't that when the actor from The Terminator played a supervillain in 1997's Batman and Robin, directed by Joel Schumacher? I said, no. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. It's so lonely without you, George. Today I spoke to a pigeon in the hope he'd speak back. With your soft laugh, your warming, calming voice, that red velvet cake of an esophagus. The pigeon did not. The pigeon said, squawk. Wretch like a sickly orphan and laid an egg. Unprovoked. I fried the egg this morning and it tasted like egg. I followed your recipes so carefully, George. Step 1, fry the egg. Step 2, I can't sleep without you, George. I want you to press your head against my shoulder blades, assure me that everything's going to be okay, but no, just silence. Except when I fancy I can hear the rat-tat-tat of gunshots that must shower above your head. And I want to drown them out. I want to blast Take That Patience through a pair of beats by Dre. But commercial headphones haven't been invented yet. And Gary Barlow won't be born until 1971. Relatedly, the fuck is this? I'm only kidding. The first microphone was patented in 1876 by a German-American inventor named Emil Berliner. German-American. Maybe there can be peace. In any case, I've written all these musings in a letter, George. Stamped your name and address on the front of the envelope. George, one of the trenches. Europe. WW1, WAR. But while I wait for your response or your return, I think I'll bake another batch of scones and hope you make it back before these ones rust as well. Thank you.